About 22, I started drinking, smoking, doing robberies, selling dope, a little bit of everything. 27, I went to prison. Tried to get my life in order again. About 30, I started going back to the same things, but I escalated. My drug use did too. Left Phoenix, came to Vegas. I lost my job through my drug use, so I told myself I'm just gonna go to Vegas and start a criminal enterprise. Started selling drugs, ripping people off, stealing, doing all kinds of things.
Grew up here in Las Vegas. Grew up in a military family, very structured, very disciplined setting. I learned work ethic, responsibility. I learned to do the right thing, even though God wasn't a factor and He wasn't part of my life growing up as a child. But I was taught to do the right thing. My parents didn't use. They didn't smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, the path that I took was based on the poor decisions that I made. I just, the setting that my parents established for my brother and I was a sound one, was a solid one. I was a daily user for many years. I was a functional addict. I was able to maintain employment. It was about 2 years, from the point when I had all those things to the point where I woke up one day out here on D Street, homeless, and it took for me to fall to that point before I realized that, hey, I think I might have a problem here.
I was born in a little country of Rwanda, in Kigali. I'm one of 8, and we moved to the United States when I was 13, 14. After what happened back in Rwanda with the genocide and everything, my mom decided he wanted to move us for a better life. So we moved to Congo, and then from Congo we stayed there for a little while, and then we moved to America. And then we got into Portland when I was 13 years old. Yes, and that's where I met, you can say my dealer, and that's why I started using a lot. I started using at 13 years old. After that, it wasn't really that bad until my brother passed away, and then after that, I did a little bit more, but it didn't really hitting the point, like the point of no return when I came for a vacation here. It was the weekend that we came here. I remember that it was the week before Halloween. We came here for a friend's birthday. Me and a couple friends and the person I was dating at the time, and then we went to the club, a birthday party. Yes, we're doing a lot of coke, and we're doing a lot of excessive drinking. And then after that, something happened. Somebody will say something. I wasn't blacked out, but I kind of punched him in the face. And then when I became really violent, and then they pretty much escorted us out. And then after that, my friends and other people that are close to me that we came from Portland here for a vacation decided I needed help, and I needed a place to go, and I needed rehab because my life was going underhill. Each year was a little different.
The age of maybe 15, I started drinking. I guess it was from a lot of peer pressure in life around the neighborhood, smoking weed, getting into a little trouble here and there in school, stuff like that. A little after that, I graduated, of course, into a little harder drugs and stuff like that, committing crimes, just an acting up kid until I went to prison, served some time in prison, and got out and got my life back together. But my life has been continuously doing the same things over and over again because of the drugs and alcohol, not being able to have a firm foundation and a relationship with God. So before I came here, it just had got so bad to where I felt like I just wanted to give up. Didn't know what to do. Didn't know where to turn. Wasn't around family. A lot of isolation. Not being able to get on my feet. So God guided me to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. I knew about it. I knew what this place was about. I knew God resided here. I called, made a phone call, came down here and got immediately in the program. It was hard for me at first, still isolating, still feeling bitter, just probably hating the whole world.
When I got here, still a little high-headed, frustrated, not realizing it's me, that I'm the problem. All of a sudden when I was staying here, more and more I started listening, understanding that God is not playing with me no more, you know. So through me staying here and the year that I've been here, that now I understand it was all me, you know. It had nothing to do with nobody else, you know. So I learned I had to change my thinking. And the way the mission helped me on that is, it wasn't that they could save me. They gave me the tools to use now, where I can be function back into society in a good way. The 12-step program, spiritual, really helped me. As far as dealing with who I am, why I was doing what I was doing, and where I need to be at in myself. Just being comfortable with me. It was just like God had wrapped his hands around me and said, you're going to get through this now. You know, you got it. Just follow me, look up, don't look down, and just keep going. And I knew then that I can do this very much.
I completed the 12-step, the spiritual 12-step, as well as the Genesis process, which has been very enlightening, very helpful to me to understand who I am in a deeper way. I came into the mission with the mindset of addressing my drug addiction, and what I've learned is that you know, my addiction was a problem, but it was one of the least of my problems. My pride and my self-will were the major problems. That's what God's put on my heart, because in my pride, with my need to control, I was never able to really receive the gifts that He has for us completely. So that's been a huge revelation for me this time around, to set my pride, to deny myself, and to set my pride and my will aside and to do God's will, because we can't do His will in our will.
Being in this program, finding myself, what kind of person I am and what kind of person I want to become. For me, I want to keep the connection with God no matter what I go through, because without Him, I wouldn't be here. And being here, I got my Christian life back. I got my healthy, you know, body. Yes, I have temptations in and there. I have a lot of stuff, you know, people that, you know, I'm just, you know, my temper is a little lower now. I'm a good listener, I think, and before I speak. So before, it wasn't like that. You say something, I just lash out. But now I'm like, okay, think about it, see what's going on. So, yeah, you can say God really changed my life in so many ways.
The difference between this program and other programs is that I was basically doing it to either not suffer the consequences of what I might have had hanging over my head. A lot of book work and stuff. It really wasn't defined like the missions program, to where you learn a lot about our behaviors, what the drug does to you, what part of the brain it affects, things like that. Really gave me the insight to know just what the drugs were doing to me to kill me. versus the other programs, to where I wasn't really getting much out of it. It wasn't really giving me a close connection with God.
The first job I had in here was commodities for about a month. Then I got in the kitchen, and I just been washing dishes ever since. And the thing I like is to see the overnighters come, and that's what humbled me to saying, by the grace of God, there goes I. And it humbles me to the point that I never worked in the kitchen other than prison. That this is why I want to pursue a kitchen job. I'm going to culinary school, and I want to get back into the ministry, back into outreach, back to give what I have received, you know, and the hope that I have now, and try to give it back to somebody else. And that's what I want to do.
I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for employment, but in the past I worked as a casino dice dealer for many years. But I made a decision a while ago to not get back into that line of work because of I don't feel it'd be the proper setting to grow spiritually. So that's the most important thing as I move on, is to continue to grow in Jesus, continue to be obedient, and to be of service to Him.
I wanted to be a flight attendant for so long, since I was a kid. Since I was, I guess you can say 7, because I travel a lot with my parents. So right now I'm in the process of getting everything situated for Delta Airline. And I want to go back to school, just, finish my communication degree. I don't want to go back home. I want to go follow my dream, I wanted to do that for so long, but in my addiction, I didn't have the, I guess you can say, the strength to actually go, because I was a little afraid. I was like, if I fail, what if I fail? But now I'm like, I'm gonna go for it. If I get it, yes, I did it. And if I don't get it, at least I'm not gonna beat myself up. Yeah, I'm excited about the journey. And when I get to it, it's gonna be fun.
After the mission, I really didn't have anything concrete. I had planned on going back to school to further my education. Just trying to just continuously seek God, stay in God's will, be obedient to God. I was thinking about also some drug and alcohol courses to take up to help other people. I love helping other people. It's been the inspiration in my life to stay clean. Maybe I might be able to inspire someone else to stay clean.